So hey guys, welcome back to another session. In the first session, we have discussed how we can create a container, how we can create a storage account, and then create a container using Mule. In this session, we are going to see how we can perform a read and write operation inside the container. So we will be uploading a file, or we will be creating a file in a container, and then we will be reading that file from another flow. So in the previous video, we have created one storage account named Mule demo. So we'll go over here and we'll go to the container part. So now here for the container, like earlier, I have created one file. So if you see here, we have the sample.json. So I'm going to just delete it now because we will be creating a new one. So let's do the delete part. So now we have the first container and the second container, both are blank. We do not have any file inside this container. So we'll see how we can create or write a file inside the container. Before going to read write operation, if you guys feel like this tutorial is good and you are getting something from here, please click on the subscribe button so that I will also get to know that there are some audience which is convinced with my content. Okay, so let's start with the part. So this is the flow for the earlier session. Now in this session, I have created one flow, and just to save time, we have created this flow. Let me show you what are the things are here so that it will be easy for us to track it. So here, if you see, I have used this list all container from this Azure storage. Okay. So this component I have used list all container. So what it will do actually, whatever the container that we have created inside the storage account, it will return the name of those container. So if I show you the configuration here, I did not have given any kind of configuration. The configuration you are seeing, it is for the connector configuration. And if you remember in the connector configuration, we were giving this account name and account key. So the account name will be your storage account name. From there, it will pick whatever the container presents inside that. And then I have used this upload block connector. So what is this connector is going to do actually, whatever the file I'm going to write, I will be giving some specific container name, file name, and the payload. So before going to this connector, let me show you what I'm doing here. So once I get a list of all container, I'm filtering it out and making it a array of string. And then here I'm setting one sample response or a sample data that I will be writing over the container. Now coming to this upload block, here if you see, uh, I have given this vars.container name, where this is the variable that I have created, which will contain all the container name, and whatever the container name we have at the 0 of index, that will be picked out. Then this is the file name and this is the file stream. So in the file stream we pass those data that we want to write it over the container. So let's debug this application. And in the meantime, let me open the Postman also. So I have already opened the Postman, and here this is the path localhost 81. Upload data is our endpoint. So this is the endpoint we have to hit this application. Console, let me clear the console. So we'll have the only last or second last information about the. So now our application got deployed. We are going to hit this application. So we'll go to the Postman and we'll hit and click on this send and come back to this flow. So from the starting, let's keep an eye on this debugger part. Click on next. So from here, I will be getting all the container that I have in the storage account. Just click next. So here it is giving a array list which is size of 2, which means we have two container, one at the 0 index and one as another one as the 1 index. So let me do the filtration part, and here the response you will be having inside a variable name container name. So click Next, now see in the container name I have filtered it out, and we have these two container, first container and second container, that we have created in the earlier session. I will go to the next, and here I am setting a response. So just keep an eye on this variable section because I'm again creating one variable. So now we have variable 2. This is the response that I am going to write inside the file on the container. So in the container, we are passing this vars.container name at the 0 index. So if you see here at the 0 index, we have this first container, and in the file name, I have given this sample.json, and the file stream, I am sending the data that I'm going to write inside this file. Let me click on next. And once it is able to write the data, it will give us a response either true or false. So true means we on the data that we were wanting to write it on the container, we are able to write it. I'll click next. Next. In this postman, we are having a true response. We'll go to the Azure. This is the first container where we were trying to create a file or write a data. So we'll go inside this, and here we have this sample.json, and this we wrote just now 358.32, and here it is 359. And if you want to see what are the content are present inside this sample.json, just click over here and go to this edit section. Click on this edit. So here it will give you the information that what are the content of this file. So this is the first operation, that we are able to write the data over the container by creating a file. I will go to the another section, that is we are going to read the data from the container. So this is the another flow. Now here I have used list blobs in container, and this is list all container. So when I'm using list all container, it means it will give all the containers name, and here it will give all the blobs name that are present in the container. So if you see this file name, we have this blob type. Okay, so that's why when I'm going to hit this, I will be getting this container with this file name. I will not be getting the another container name because we do not have any blob inside that container. So as the application is already deployed, let me just change the URL and hit on this download file. So we'll come over here, we'll make this method get, and here I'm going to write download file. Now let's hit this. Once I hit this, I'm here, and as it's a get method, so we are not having any attributes, or the attributes we are having, but we do not have any payload. Let's click on next. If I click on next, if you see this array list size is 1, it is because we have only one blob which is inside the first container, and we do not have any blob in the second container. That's why I'm getting only one. If you click on this and click on this 0th index, it will give you some information regarding the blob with the container name. So click on this blob container. So container name is first container, and the file name that will be inside the URI. So see, this is the file name sample.json that we have uploaded just now, and it is inside this first container. Now we are doing a filtering part over here just to get the file name and the container name. So once I do that, I am having the payload as first container and sample.json, which is the array of a string. So this first container represent here the container name, and this sample.json represent the file name. Now let me show you what are the things that we are passing inside the download blob. So click on this download blob. Now here, if you see, I'm giving the container name and the file name. So I will be giving the container from which container I'm going to read the file and what is the name of that file. Now click on next. And this is the payload that is returned by this download block connector from that particular container of which is having that file. So that file, that content we just passed file type JSON and content sample that I'm reading from the container. I'll click next, and here the postman will have the same response that we have inside this. Okay, so go to this edit. Now here file type content is this, and the same thing I am getting at here. So this is all about read and write operation over the Azure. The next video we will see how we can perform the update operation. Like this is the file, we will be reading the file content, we will be updating the file content, and we will be reposting it to the location. Then we'll see how we can delete the container or delete this file. Thanks for watching this video.